speak to the ladies. And the reason why I want to speak to you is because I just ran into my ex's, my daughter's father's ex girlfriend a few minutes ago. And it's strange because she came up to me. Now, this lady was with him, I would say, like, I don't know, it's been a minute. I would say about 6 years ago. And she had told me that she wanted to apologize. And I'm like, okay. She says, oh my God, you were so right about him, blah, blah, blah. Right. And I told her, you know what? I forgive you, but you'll get everything you deserve and more. And she's like, what do you mean by that? You put me through hell. This lady, when she was with him, she believed everything he said. So in her mind, she thought her and him was going to have this happy family with my child and take custody. When I tell you, this lady and him had me in court almost weekly. I had a lawyer up every single time because they would get false restraining orders. They all got thrown out, but there's just one restraining order that didn't get thrown out. And it was during a snowstorm that it was actually right before a snowstorm we had. I was blown away that he was able to get a restraining order because the child was in my custody. And one day, all of a sudden, I had a knock at the door by the sheriff's office, and they said they were coming to pick up my child. I'm like, why? He said that my daughter's father went to the courthouse and said I was a threat to him or something, and he lied about he had custody of my child. You would think the judge would verify, right? But he didn't. So he put an order in place for them to get my child. When I tell you I did not want to give my child up, the sheriffs were very nice. They said, ma'am, what would happen if you don't give her up? We'll have to lock you up. And he was like, you're better off fighting this out of jail than in jail. I handed my child over. Now, when I said it was during a storm had happened like that night or the night before. We had like 8 to 10 inches of snow. Everything was shut down. He had gotten order to have my child for 7 days. When I tell you that was just a nightmare from hell, without having my child know what was going on with her, him and this lady had my child. Now she didn't really care, her children were grown and she didn't really care to have any more children. And she didn't really care for my child either, but she did it because of him. I finally lawyered up and, after a week of going through hell, I got my child back. When I tell you this guy was just so loony that I told the attorney when I left that courthouse, he's going to have another restraining order on me. He's like, oh, no way. There's no way. I said, I'm trying to tell you he'll have another restraining order on me tonight. When I got home that night, I had to knock on the door and it was the sheriff's office. Served me with a restraining order. I called my attorney up and said, hey, I got another order to be in court. He's like, there's no way he did that. Yes, he did. This is how often this man was taking me to court, falsifying documents, saying that I was doing something when I wasn't. But the whole story of the moral about it was this lady was in on it. She was in on it. When she first got with him, I wasn't want to be one of those bitter mamas, but I just wanted to tell her about him, like, be careful, this is what he does, blah, blah, blah. She says right to me that, oh, no, you're lying. He's a gentleman. He's this, he's that. I said, so be it, lady, whatever. But I'm telling you, girls, I'm telling you, women, you need to stop taking these men's word everything they say, because you don't know the stress and drama that you put on the baby's mama or the girlfriend or the ex-girlfriend, because if you're with them. You don't need a man that bad that you can't do your due diligence and find out if whatever he is saying is the truth or a lie. Sometimes you just need to take the time and both women up and just talk to each other. Now, if he don't allow it, then you need to keep on moving because he got something to hide. But just like I told this lady, I forgive her, but she'll get her karma if she hasn't already. Because when he broke up with her, oh, he did her dirty. He did her dirty. So beyond, I already know she got her karma. But you cannot sit here and believe what someone tells you without making sure it's facts.
Wow. That's a tough one, right? And it happens more often than people want to admit too. You're just trying to co-parent and keep things peaceful for the kid, and here comes a new girlfriend acting up, coming at you sideways, disrespectful, dismissive, maybe even jealous, right? You're not trying to be involved in their relationship. Fuck them. You're still catching the strays. And the worst part, the man in the middle is letting it happen because he's lying. He's encouraging the lies and the manipulation, and this female is believing this shit. But when time goes on and time does what it does, it reveals what it is. And eventually that girlfriend who judged you, rolled her eyes at you, tried to say you was doing the lying, she came to you and said, okay, now I see the truth. I'm sorry. She realized the man he pretending that he is. He messy, disrespectful, selfish. Suddenly she want to come and apologize, right? Suddenly she sees your side of the aisle. You were just a woman who had to deal with him first. If you ever get that kind of apology, somebody ever come to try to apologize, don't pretend like it didn't happen. Don't do that. Just accept the apology, but set your boundaries. You can apologize all you want to, but you tried to take my kid. Forgiveness for that, you don't get no access to me, though. It don't mean we friends. It don't mean nothing. It just means you're emotionally mature enough to come and apologize to me. Okay, and let go of the bitterness. I just got to let go of the bitterness, but we ain't gonna never be friends. Okay, just don't come over here thinking we friends. She learned the lesson that you already done learned, girlfriend. That's not your burden to carry, just your confirmation that you weren't crazy. Because they will try to make you seem like you crazy, right? And it's really them doing this bullshit. At the end of the day, focus on your kid, okay? Keep your peace, keep your dignity, and let people see for themselves what kind of man he is. Apparently, she saw what kind of man he was. The truth is going to come out, and sometimes the very people who judge you end up walking in your old shoes. When they do, it's up to you whether you choose to give them grace or distance. But always choose you and that kid first every single time, because there's always somebody lying.